world of modern technology. So I will call the meeting to order, 7:32 PM, Wednesday, March the 6th.
Councilwoman Selby,
Present.
Councilman Cardini,
Present.
Supervisor Keating,
Present.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Present.
Councilwoman Martin.
Present.
Councilman Cardini, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father Jim, I don't see you in the audience. Father Jim, are you with us here tonight? I would say no, so we have no benediction. All right, we have no other preliminary matters, so we'll move right on to item number 2 under the agenda, which is our regular business. Item number 1 is the correction and adoption of the minutes from the February 7th, 2024 meeting. And Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I did have an opportunity to review the board minutes from February 7th, and I make no additions or changes. I recommend that we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 2 tonight is the consideration of all fund bills. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, Supervisor. I had some opportunity to look over the fund bills totaling $294,300.32, which include 2 previous payables that were not paid previous to this batch. So I make a motion to approve paying these payables. I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, moving right along, item number 3 is our correspondence, and bear with me, because we do have quite a bit of correspondence since our last town board meeting, and they are all as follows. And so item number 1 is our town clerk's report for January 2024. Item number 2 is the NYSEG and RG&E remind customers of the resources to manage energy bills dated February 7th, 2024. Item number 3 is the NYSEG and RG&E deliver best reliability in 5 years dated February 14th, 2024. And item number 4 is NYSEG and RG&E preparing for a widespread wind event expected to impact the state as from the past windstorm dated February 28th, 2024. Item number 5 is a letter from the Erie County Department of Public Works, which is notices of road closures for Cole Road between Ward Road and Old Lower East Hill Road. Again, most of that was done, but that's the formal notices that the town receives. Item 6 is a letter from the Erie County Department of Public Works, which is a notice of road closure on Boston State Road between Boston Cross Road and Leibler Road. Item 7 is a letter from the Boston Free Library regarding the lease and depository agreement for 2024. Item 8 is a letter from the Erie County Water Authority for the lead and copper rule revisions and improvements. Item number 9 is a letter from the County Executive polling cars regarding the Northeast Southtown Solid Waste Management Plan for 2020 and through 2030. Item 10 is a letter from the Erie County Legislator Mills for Supervisor Keating being named as the new president for the Associated Erie County Governments for 2024. Item 11 is the Western New York Southtown Scenic Byway Buffalo Bills Partnership Proposal. That's one I will take a moment just to draw some attention to. The Western New York Southtown Scenic Byway, they help a lot of our local businesses here in our community, and they're working on a facade area out in front of the new Buffalo Bills Stadium. So if that all comes through with some of the funding that we're looking, the Southtown Scenic Byway Committee is looking at from New York State and a couple other resources, it would be really nice for all our small businesses here throughout Boston. So feel free to take a look at that. Item number 12 is a letter from the Pinsky Law Group regarding the flat fee retainer, which was a past resolution for the service award points review for all 3 fire companies. Item 13 is the 2023 annual report on revenues and expenditures of foreign fire insurance premiums from Patchen Volunteer Exempt Firemen's Benevolent Association. Item number 14 is a letter from National Fuel regarding highway and municipal construction projects. Like I said, this is a long list tonight, my apologies. Item number 15 is a use of meeting facility for the Boston Democratic Social Club meetings. Item 16 is a use of meeting facility for myself, Supervisor Keating, for the LoSAP meeting. The LoSAP stands for Length of Service Award Points. Item 17 is a use of meeting facility for Supervisor Keating for the Comprehensive Plan Committee meetings. Again, I see some new faces in the audience. For anyone sitting out there, if you are not already aware, the town is going through a comprehensive plan update. So feel free to take a look at the town website. There's a lot of information out there on that topic. Item 18 is a use of meeting facility for, again, Supervisor Keating for the Comprehensive Plan public meeting. There's a public meeting that I'm going to be talking about in my report at the end of the meeting tonight. Item number 19 is the senior agreement. We have 2 senior groups in town for 2024, and it's for the Boston seniors. Item 20 is another senior agreement for 2024 for the Boston Young and Hart Group. Item 21 is the 2023 energy benchmarking report. Item 22 is a resignation letter from Deborah Catalano for the Board of Assessment Review. And item 23 is a letter from Erie County Department of Senior Services regarding the April 8th solar eclipse and the Erie County Congregate Dining Program that we do host here on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, will not be held on April 8th. Okay, that is all of the information there. So moving right along, it's new business. Request from the floor. So I will open up the floor to any public comment. You can, please, if you want to discuss anything, please come up to the microphone, state your name and your address, and each comment period is subject to 3 minutes each. I do know we do have a topic here, and I know we have some of our residents here that have been tracking some of our, there's a proposed solar project, for those of you who might not be aware, in the community. There is a resolution here. We're going to be making a recommendation and sending that information tonight, once, presuming that the resolution is passed. They'll be referring that information over to the planning board and the town's conservation advisory council. We just received the information late last week. Admittedly, we have not obviously had the time to review that support, that documentation, nor has our engineer had the time to review that, which is why we're moving it respectfully over to the planning board and conservation advisory council to review that. So with that being said, I don't know if anybody has any comments, but I just want to kind of, I guess I'll say, kind of clear the air and inform you what was going on. But the floor is open. Feel free to come up to the microphone. Nobody? So, there we go.
I'm just going to chime in. Jeff Crisanti, 7806 Frederick Road. I wanted to just bring to everybody's attention that there was some activity going on at the proposed solar site.
Okay.
And we weren't sure. The neighbors saw heavy equipment being brought in, structural steel, an electrical gang box was brought in there. 18-wheeler was dropping off loads of miscellaneous equipment. We had checked with Mr. Murphy, and we had checked with other town officials, and there was no permits whatsoever pulled. There was no authorization to go ahead with any kind of construction. The heavy equipment was driving over a small creek, which is part of the Lake Erie watershed, without any DEC permits whatsoever. They were back there with trucks, other heavy equipment, hydraulic hammers on an excavator, a boring machine, and I guess they were doing soil testing or something along those lines. We had no idea whatsoever. Luckily, we have neighbors that are very observant as to what was going on, and they were nice enough to inform all of us and let everybody at the town know what was going on. We were just kind of taken aback because we thought that there was some sort of construction going ahead, and we had no idea whatsoever, and we just wanted to make sure that all of you were aware of this, and that all the proper authorities had notice of it as well. And as you guys probably know, there were no permits pulled for any of this activity. So if anything is being done without any permits, without any authorization to cross waterways, without any previous permission that should be, we just hope that it's all right with you if we, as residents, contact you. We don't want to be burdensome, but we just want to let you guys know that so we can stay on top of this and be proactive and make sure that all proper avenues of this construction are followed. So just to bring that to your attention and let everybody here in the audience know. what was going on if they were not already aware. But thank you for your time, and thank you guys for working with us as well, and also being very helpful and being so proactive on your end. We very much appreciate it. Thank you.
I will certainly say, I don't know if I officially speak, I presume I speak on behalf of my fellow board members, but really, anyone in this room, you're never a burden, because respectfully, I mean, I know we've had, many of us have had side conversations with you in the audience. You live there, you see things that we don't always see respectfully. You know, we have one code enforcement officer, and we can't, unfortunately, we can't be everywhere all the time. So, you know, the more feedback and more lines of open communication is certainly appreciated, so thank you.
Thank you.
Who's the Erie County Republican Political Party chairman?
So, Erie County,
Erie County Republican Political.
Michael Crocker.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. No other comments tonight? Okay, I will close the floor. All right, moving right along. Item number 2 under our new business tonight is Resolution 2024-21, which is an indemnification of hold harmless agreement related to the gate in easement granted to the town. And I'll take this item tonight. Some of you may recall, there was actually at a past board meeting, just pulling it out here. There's a gate over by the Woolheater water tank, and anyway, this agreement will be to ensure that there's safe access to that Woolheater water tank for the Erie County Water Authority. And the reason being is that there's a property owner that does have access to that parcel, and the gate was put up there. You know, this is all part of the board packet. I'd be happy to spend the time with anyone that wants to talk about it after the meeting. But essentially, this allows the Erie County Water Authority to, if they need to access the, you know, that property, the codes and all have been provided for said gate, but God forbid that if that doesn't work, it gives the water authority the authority to do what is necessary to gain access to that piece of public infrastructure and to ensure the public safety and health. So I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-21, which is an indemnification and hold harmless agreement related to the gate and easement granted to the town. I'll second.
Councilwoman Salvi,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 3 is Resolution 2024-22, which is referring a large-scale solar project to the Planning Board and Conservation Advisory Council for review and comment. I'll take this one, we had a discussion downstairs. Again, I said a lot of this already before, but we are referring this for the guidance from the Planning Board and the Conservation Advisory Council. They do go through their additional trainings above and beyond respectfully what we do as a town board. So we're relying on their knowledge and expertise, plus the engineering reports, so that way the town has taken what's called lead agency. Again, there's a lot of information here, but the town has taken lead agency on this. It's called the SEQR process, State Environmental Quality Review Act. We rely on that kind of input to make those informed decisions. So without further ado, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-22, referring large-scale solar project to the Planning Board and Conservation Advisory Council for review and comment.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Salvi,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 4 tonight under our new business, it's an application for use of facility for the Boston Free Library fundraiser. Councilman Cardicchini, take that item.
We didn't discuss whether there was a request in this to waive the fee. Typically, we don't waive fees,
Right.
so, thank you. We have an application for use of facility for the Boston Free Library, Lydia Heron, and they are going to do a fundraiser on July 25th, 2024, from 5 to 8 p.m. They're requesting use of the Lions Shelter and bathroom facilities and parking for over 50. They're going to have vendors. They will not be serving alcohol. It is a public event. It is not a private party. And is this facility available on the 25th of July?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I make a motion that we we approve this use of facility with the applicable use of facility fee.
Does the board have any, like, we have in the past, just tossing it out there, and if we want to have any discussion on this, but we do have a contracted agreement, the library does hope, does offer a hosting space, we do have an agreement with them, we have waived in the fee in the past because of that contract, and if we want to waive that fee, I mean, that's, I guess, up to the board purview.
I'm not aware that we've ever waived any fee.
We did
We
last
have
year.
always waived the fee for the Boston.
For the
Yeah,
library?
For the library, we have, yeah.
Okay, can I amend my motion?
At 100%.
I make a motion that we approve it and waive the use of facility fee.
I will second that.
Can I ask a question? I know it's out of order, but do they, being a private entity, do they have to have $1 million rider like everybody else does?
They're covered under the county's umbrella policy.
Okay,
Yes, and they do need to supply an insurance
Yes.
certificate.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I believe they're $1 million.
Councilwoman Salvi,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, moving right along. Item number 5 under new business is an application for use of facility for the Conservation Advisory Council for a birdhouse workshop. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item?
Sure, would you like me to do both of them for
Sure.
conservation?
Go right ahead.
So the Conservation Advisory Council has requested the use of Town Hall Community Room with kitchen and bathroom facilities for a new event that they're holding that will be a birdhouse workshop on Saturday, April 6th from noon to 2 p.m. I make a motion to approve this application for use.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Salvi,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes, and it doesn't require the snow.
maybe some birds.
Yes.
Anyway, Councilman Karakini, was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Some wood, some nails.
So then I'm also going to make a motion to approve the application for use of facility from the Conservation Advisory Council for their annual fishing derby, which this year falls on May 11th, Saturday, from 9:30 to 1 p.m. They ask to use the Town Hall Community Room with kitchen and bathroom facilities, and also the Lions Shelter with the bathroom facilities. I make a motion to accept this use of facility.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Salvi,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item 7 is an application for use of facility for the Trooper Bringerhoff Foundation 5K race. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to make a motion to approve an application for use of facility for the Trooper Brinkerhoff Foundation 5K race. That's happening June 15th. The time would be 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. That they're looking for the Lion Shelter and the Town Hall Community Room and bathroom facilities as well. I'd like to make a motion to approve this facility, use of facility.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item 8 is an application for use of sporting facility for the Boston Youth Soccer League. And Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, this was from Dylan Patterson, who's their vice president for the Boston Youth Soccer League, and he's noted the soccer fields at the Town Hall Park and North Boston Park from starting July 1st through October 5th starting at 5:30. I see that the fee has been received, and that they'll just have to support the insurance, provide that. So I make a motion that we approve.
I'll second.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, that is it for our new business. Moving along to old business, we have one item there. That is Resolution 2024-18 for a repair, coating, and striping of the Town Hall we call them sports courts, but the basketball and tennis courts. And Councilman Karakini, would you like to take that item?
We didn't discuss this downstairs. Are we in favor of, is the board in favor of this?
So, yes, we tabled it last time to make, compare the original quotes.
Right.
Sorry. Should leave some microphones so everybody can hear. So, yes, so this was originally tabled because we were discussing the original proposed quotes that were sought, and the quotes that were there, once they came back, they would have to go through the formal bid process, meaning that they would have to, under general municipal law, they have to have, the town that is, would have to work with the town engineer to create a formal bid spec, go out to bid, publish in the paper, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas the town has the ability to utilize the piggybacking opportunity, which is where like a state service or other pre-approved vendor we can go and we can basically skip that process. So that basically, now that we've identified those bids, being very open to use the taxpayers, it's your money. While one of the quotes were lower, by the time you layered in engineering services or anything else, it would potentially, obviously inflate that, you'd have engineering costs, et cetera, into that. So, if the board wants to approve it, I don't know if we have any other conversation or questions on it.
Well, it's a safety concern.
It is right
at this
now,
point.
yes, yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to propose a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-18, which is the repair, coating, and striping of the sports courts behind the Town Hall of Boston's Park. Through the piggybacking pursuant to general municipal law off the Equalis Group Public Sector Purchasing Cooperative Master Contract number COG-2138B with Sportmaster for sport construction services as super seal coating. I make a motion that we approve this in the amount of $83,200.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukashev?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, that is it for our business tonight, so move on to reports and presentations. Highway Superintendent, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. Over the last few weeks, the highway workers been out trimming trees along the road, mostly all dead ash trees and dead pine trees, whatever's dead, leaning out towards the road, which are gonna fall into the road someday and cause problems and possible accidents. So the guy's been out doing that. Done quite a bit on Hillcroft, Greenbrier, Rockwood Road, George Drive. That's just to mention a few of the roads, but we've been around most of the streets. That's on town roads, not the county roads. Other than that, the guys have been out sweeping streets. Whenever we get a rainy day like today, they were out sweeping with both machines. We do it on the rainy days because it's definitely not as dusty, so, and that's why we do it on the rainy days. Other than that, in the next few weeks or next month, we'll be around cleaning up plow damage and, excuse me, and cleaning out ditches. So we'll have ditch dirt, anybody looking for fill. So we'll have some fill. Most will be pretty wet, I'm sure, but it's free. So other than that, that's all I have tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilwoman Selby, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I just want to state we have right now an urgent need for a Board of Assessment review member. I don't know if maybe the supervisor was going to speak to this, but
Okay,
I
no
figured
problem.
I would
No,
do a
feel free.
shout out. We lost a very competent person, and our assessor is recommending it's now going to be a paid position, not a ton of money, but something worthwhile. So if you know any assessors out there or anybody with real estate background, it's very rewarding experience and something you can get yourself involved with the town that would be helpful as well. So if you have any questions, please reach out to our town assessor, Thelma. She'll be more than happy to talk about that. So that's all I have for tonight. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Cardicchini, you have the floor.
I have no report tonight.
Okay. Councilwoman Lukashev, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. So the comprehensive plan, we are holding a public meeting on April 10th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. downstairs in the community room. The public meeting is to provide the public with the progress that the steering committee has made. What the vision is, what lessons they've learned from all of these surveys that we received from businesses, residents, including the kids in our town. What are the visions and what are the goals to provide the public where we're at and where we're going. I would highly recommend coming It's very good, informative piece of information that you can take home and then look forward to learning more about so we can move our comprehensive plan further. Literally, it's like about 30 years old at this point, and it helps us a lot with guidance with our contractors coming into the town, with any of our residentials and where we want to put things and how do we want to move things around within the town, how do we do that moving forward. They teach us that. So it's a long process. This is the start of it, the second public meeting. Would love your input. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilwoman Martin, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor. There will be a zoning board meeting tomorrow here in the town board room at 7:15 p.m. And secondly, I'd like to thank the residents of Feddick Road for keeping us aware of what's going on up there, because we don't know what we don't know, and we can't be all over the place all the time. So it's good to know that residents still care and don't assume that us board members up here are just, that we know what's going on and we're just letting stuff go through. Not true. We care about our residents in town, and we want to make sure that longevity with the comprehensive plan, that things are still, Boston's still a wonderful place to live for our children and our children's children. So thank you. And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. Our community stepped up again for the Connect Life blood drive that was yesterday in the community room. There were 28 units collected, and that helped save the lives of 84 local patients. The next Connect Life blood drive will be the first Tuesday in April. I just wanted to add a little bit regarding the Board of Assessment review, and I'm sure Supervisor Keating will have more to say also. This is the Board of Assessment review members do need to be a town of Boston resident. We do need a board a minimum of 3. There is one training in April, 1-day training, and then the 1 day that is the 4th Tuesday in May for what was called Grievance Day. This, like Councilwoman Selby had said, a real estate background, any type of home construction background. I really think there's probably a lot of qualified residents in our community. And we really do want a board of at least 3 of people that live here. We don't want someone coming, Erie County filling this position, maybe with someone who is not familiar with our community. So that's all I wanted to say about that. And the last meeting, I did not read my public notice regarding County of Erie, Town of Boston tax collection. So I will read that now. Notice is hereby given that the tax roll and warrant for the County of Erie and the Town of Boston for the year 2024 has been received, and all persons and corporations named herein are required to pay the taxes on said rolls. I will maintain office hours to receive tax payments at the Boston Town Hall, 8500 Boston State Road, Boston, New York, 14025. On all taxes paid on or before March 15th, 2024. My general office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Extended hours are Thursday, March 14th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Friday, March 15th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The drop box to the left of the front door at the Boston Town Hall is there for your convenience to put your payment. After March 15th, 2024, the U.S. postmark is considered the payment date when paying by mail. If paid on or after March 16th, 2024 through April 30th, 2024, it will include a 7.5% penalty. On May 1st, 2024, the 7.5% penalty fee is added to the unpaid levy, forming the new tax base then due. Thereafter, interest is added to the base at the rate of 1.5% per month on the first of each month, making 18.78% in all. When unpaid taxes are sold in November of 2024, taxes unpaid by the close of business on June 30th of 2024 will be returned to Erie County Commissioner of Finance, 95 Franklin Street, Buffalo, New York, 14202. Partial payment of taxes is available. If you have questions, please call my office at 716-941-6113, extension 5. And tax information may also be obtained on our website, www.townofboston.com. Thank you, and that is all I have.
All right, thank you very much. So I'll circle back to the Board of Assessment review. As the town clerk said that, we respectfully, we would like to keep somebody here in our community on that particular board. So it is a 3-person board, just to kind of look at, you see me looking at my notes here. It's a minimum of 2 people. If we do not have a minimum of 2 people, whether we like it or not, the law requires that we work within Erie County, and Erie County would then bring somebody in. Excuse me. That doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna be a town of Boston resident. They could live anywhere in Erie County and come in. The constructors, when we're talking about the construction in another experience, essentially think of it like if you've sold your, if you've ever sold your home or bought a home and how they look at the fair market value to do your comparables, that's kind of what you're stepping into to look at. If, Jason Keating decides to, or has a reevaluation done on his property, and it goes up to, I don't have a house like this, but, it's $750,000. And I say, oh, that's way too high, that there's just no way. My ability to come in and argue that would then go in front of the Board of Assessment Review. Before it was kind of I guess I'll say it was a non-paid position. We had a conversation with our assessor. The assessor did make a recommendation. This will all be out on social media and the town website. We'll probably be putting an ad in the paper because we do need somebody relatively quickly. Now we've had an individual resign, but we're looking at paying $25 per training day, and then also $150 for grievance day. And again, that recommendation came that came directly from our assessor here. So we figured with the the experience and the expertise, that was the dollar amount. But again, if anyone has any questions, happens to know a friend, a family member that lives in town, please have them reach out to the town clerk's office and submit that letter of interest for the town board. The comprehensive plan, I know we always talk about it, but that is one of the big things going on right now. The public meeting, we would love to see as many people that we can get there. There was a lot of work that went in from the committee, and also all of our local schools, Springville, Hamburg, Orchard Park. The committee did outreach to local schools, so we're asking the students, essentially, if you live in the community, do you plan on staying in Boston? Yes or no? And if you're not, why? And if yes, why? So, there'll be an update to where we are today. It's part of one of the requirements of the comprehensive plan, and also the funding that the town had received, that we were very fortunate to receive from the state and also Erie County. And one of the things I have it in my notes here, I want to touch base on. I'm kind of surprised nobody came in tonight. But there was a post, if anybody's on social media, if you visit the Boston Comma NY Facebook page, there was a resident, I was really kind of hoping they were showing up tonight. But she had made a pitch for revitalizing our playground behind Town Hall. If residents haven't noticed, since all of us have been here, Senator Galvin's office provided the town money to put in new playground equipment in Boston Park. We just put in a new open-air pavilion up in the North Boston Park, and now, of course, we're looking at resurfacing the tennis courts. But the proposal, for the record, the proposal out there for an accessible playground, they're expensive. They're not, sadly, I wish playgrounds were cheaper, but they are not. I did reach out to the commissioner for Erie County Parks. If anyone has been up to Erie County and seen any of their accessible parks, they start out at about $370,000 and can easily go up to, on the back of $750,000, depending on how complex, what apparatuses and equipment you want to put, you want to place in there. Not saying we can't do it, but then segueing into the comprehensive plan. Just because we can't do it this year, let's plan on it. We do have a playground equipment reserve account. We can slowly put money away. We can build that into the comprehensive plan. So there's opportunities. So that, again, that's the whole purpose of this, to take the feedback from the public, have those conversations, identify what the public wants, and put it in that, if you will, that long-term plan. So it's a document. So someday when the 5 of us aren't here, you as a taxpaying citizen can say, hey, you know what, the board and the planning board, the Conservation Advisory Council, and all the people that put their time and effort into that, they can pull that off the shelf and say, here it is, here's kind of the roadmap looking ahead. So, but anyway, the residents tonight here, hopefully they're going to look through the board meeting minutes and realize that we did not forget about them. I did want to thank the board publicly again for allowing me to attend the Association of Towns annual training. That is every year. There's a lot of great information that came out of that meeting. The code enforcement officer for the town also attended. There's a lot of changes going on coming out of Albany. not gonna make it political, but there's a lot going on, so it's added some more stuff to our plate. We'll get through that the best we can. The only other item I want to bring up tonight, just because it has seemed to pick up some public attention, if you have or have not already seen utility trucks up and down Boston State Road adjusting the utility lines. That is actually part of ErieNet. Some of my board reports have been talking about ErieNet. ErieNet is part of it's its own build-out of 400 miles of dark fiber to bring fiber optic cable. This is not Spectrum. This is where Verizon Fios, something that's been asked for and been talked about since back when I was a councilman. This will be dark fiber that will connect, at least just for starters, it'll connect all of our town hall buildings, it'll connect the libraries, the fire companies, and the emergency squad to this backbone. It's a secure network, but then also offers an opportunity to connect to residents as well. If you have any questions on it, I'd be happy to talk to you. Anybody that wants to talk about it, or you can visit erienet.com. But that's what's going on with all those utility poles. You may see some new utility poles going in if there's not enough room to move the utilities up or down, or where there's enough room, you just see them moving the utilities up and down. I've seen on the Colden Facebook page that there's been some outages with Spectrum. It's probably because that they're actually moving the lines up and down. I just wanted to get that out there to the public. If you have any questions, please feel free to call my office, or if somebody's here tonight, stop me at the end of the meeting. That's all I have. I know I've chatted a lot here, as I sometimes usually do, but I'll make a motion to end the meeting 8:08 p.m.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Tarantini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lipchick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rowe?
Yes.
Motion carried, meeting adjourned.